Tashidele everyone. Now we will recite the Ngöndro liturgy together.
Guru Bema Bawo Gandru Zodan Tamje Ku Karandab Sondage Ngaje Loy Tuje Gomba Rekbaran Sharje Ngu Tala Dede Tadrilje Tadanje Siljembe Dunje Namgaran Jembaran Juru Chelamanga Rezo Namji Medala Donje Jense Tendada Kam Zomzem Jena Semloma Denjingan Donal Tezenen Bena Waranja Mandon Jurun Bezem Jela Purare Don Benal Jorene Shinka Jene Zodem Benjir Palama Jejune Lunga Yenda Nyomene Bar Dende Zam Go Bede Laba Lejawa Dunjita Laju Nere Nyam Gejenderu Taranjen de Nirumbai Yelamangan Rezo Namji Medagen Gozom Jenjelo Medagen Gozom Jenjelo Medagen Gozom Jenjelo Lazo Tininde Jala Lunguru de Nyamdo Sarana Shugi.
Now it's time for us to exhale the still breath 9 times. We will do it together.
Lazo Tininde Jala Sola Dabiada Chilapio Tinde Inzang Suso Chizundo Medo Beme Dendo Guru Rumba Che Ngo Saulama Yimba Deji Salda ande la semdine solanda be mare ni tanda chu Ngöndro we nyangwe chu ngwe shi we Ngöndro sap sung ma dar do Ngöndro de nyam nen je ge za Ngöndro de den den su shin do ni yila che wa da ni Ngöndro je hi den ya bo yong wa la ni jinlam na ro na za na sola da de ni la me ja de de shin do gyuro sho nyambe ni ka sa gore Ngöndro nang song jinlam nang song sam inde je la lama wedo shune rani la temje ne rani je lunga yesum de lame ko song to sum yermen de song sam de je la de ne Ngöndro en seri den zo de nyam do so na shugi.
Now it is time for supplication and receiving the blessings. As usual, visualize Guru Rinpoche on top of the crown of your head. Visualize that he is sitting on top of a lotus blossom, and while in appearance he is Guru Rinpoche, in essence he is your root guru, and then supplicate for receiving the blessings. Right now, currently we are contemplating the meaning of Ngöndro practice, and as it is said that Ngöndro practice is more profound than actual practice, supplicate or request for the blessings to give rise to a proper understanding of the Ngöndro practice, and visualize that you have received the blessings, all the blessings from Guru Rinpoche, and after that visualize that Guru Rinpoche or the root guru dissolves into light and enters your own mind stream, and after that the body, speech and mind of yourself and the root guru becomes inseparable. After visualizing and receiving the blessings, we will continue with the recitation of the text.
Na chedang ni chedang Ngöndro tunre dang we kabla Ngöndro korang kang tang ge du di shung ji be ja de ngone ju bar do sama ji den ko ge yere ni da na nga zo to ro ba ji gong zhen Ngöndro deng ne shu ge ya zang to ro nyong lo yong zo je sung ko ge yere de ina da da sama sung na ni mang ba shu ji cha ge ya zang nga zo kapdo ni me ba zo kare gom ge de nang de lu ni sik zo zo ni nyam de dong ge ni den zo kale nyam do sung lo na shu ge.
In general, when we do the Ngöndro practice, it is advised and required to go through the whole text, the corresponding text, like we are practicing the Thuktu Parche Kunsel Ngöndro, so it is required for us actually to go through the whole text once in each of the sessions, but as we have limited time, we are not able to go through the whole text, so we are just going or reciting the related text of the Thuktu Parche Kunsel. So now let's continue with our recitation.
Balden zawe lama rembo dagi jioron peme de lash kanjen jembe ngone jezun kozon to je ngojom zal do zol tezum sanje dam je ngo lama rembo je dagi jumin Jinje lam do zo zam lam je do ba je bara je ju je wara jinje lam do zo se de ne la wa zo zo ba je lam jo dar je bara jen je lam do zo de zum san je da ngo lama rembo jen je ta ge ju men jen chol wara jen je lam do zo sam lam je do ba je bara jen ju la je wara jen je lam do se de nye la o zalan zo ba je lam jo dar je bara jen je lam do zo de zum san je da jen je ngo wo lama rembo jen je ta ge ju men jen chol wara jen je lam do zo sam lam je do ba je bara jen ju la je wara jen je lam do zo se de nye la o zan zo ba jen be la tar jen bara jen je lam do zo sol wan de zo lama rembo je tong we be do jen 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 je pal me da la re za ju le tu ye yer me je bara jen je lo dun je za je shen gang bun zo yu pa zam shen ge dong bo yal ka wei zun be man dab dong je be de za we lam gu ru be ma re zen zhub do ja su kor je gu ru dun do ye dam nyang da je ru chen nan ju de ye dam la ye zo ye zo jum sha ja do ba chon jun de zum san je nam je gu ru jab do de zum dam be je na be jur shu ma zer ye cha da je yun do jang nya ran ken den par sam je je yal ga cha ra de kan ro da tam je jen dar dong je dong a sen lao se je bara de ye dun do da da ba ma cha nye bar me ka nyam sem je gun she me den nyen bo ro ja bar kor we zon ne tar de ze je be ko zon go kya zon ro wa ra en ju ro namo da da ga nyam sem je ma lu gon la ma san che da gen de da ye dam ba wo ga ro je jong to je je de nam la ja zo je ngo la so da nga zo da da yang ngon zhe kum den de mu den de ro ge ba yin za ni ngon ro de la tu mong chi ngon ro de men nang ge ngon ro je na ba ni yung ge re de ne tu mong chi ngon ro lo do nam ba xi ye sem de anu kor wa la ni xian ba lo ye ta ji zo dang ge yo ba re de re ba de nga zo sam lo dang sin ne ta tu men nang ge ngon ro de ne sam lo ne ta ren ba shin do da yin.
Now, continuing with our Ngöndro practice, there are two preliminaries, the ordinary or the outer preliminary and the extraordinary or the inner preliminary. The outer or the ordinary preliminary of the four mind changings is basically the method to give rise to renunciation from the samsara or disenchantment from the samsara. We have gone through the methods or the stages of the outer preliminary of the four mind changings, and now we will begin with the contemplation on the extraordinary or the inner preliminary.
Ta de ro tu min nang ge ngon ro de la ya de ne na ga nga zam ji ye re de na ne da dang bo tar be lam jin ju wa am tar be sa wa de ne jab ro sha de ge ye re ta da na nga zo jab ro ko la ge je gi
Within the extraordinary or the inner preliminary, we have 5 subtopics. And among the 5 subtopics, we'll first begin with the contemplation on refuge. Refuge is considered to be the gateway to the path to liberation and also the route of liberation. So now we'll begin with refuge.
Na kyab son rowa sedu zana kane jila la bure sedu kyab yul yang da ba chik la yije che ne ane karo so re tungal kaya rumba sana mendo tungal ti ane tabra che be lam da anu to de cherang rangi che tupure tira yin sana lo sem ding ne ane cholo chi o tende jila la buyo bare.
So, refuge or going for refuge basically means going for refuge in an authentic object with total faith and trust that the object will liberate us from our sufferings and sorrows and become the path and support to our liberation.
ane ta tende kyab son ro go go yena tangbo kyab ro korang la kyu je yore kyu saben kare ko re se de na theba ane theba la yang ta ko tangwen theba debe theba yiche be theba sum yore ti theba sum bo de rangju la do na min do ta je ta men na yube thap che che yo san na de ne yar je kongbel da mu dun dun ro ta je dang go ba yin zang ale dang bo so ju la debe theba do do men do ane ka za thang theba do men do che ne so ro na shu yin thangwa se de san na de re 다 건조 좀 제주 연된데도 통화당 퇴바당 아니 라마 자좀보다 라마 세된데도 자와당 고송되던 자료서로 다데 야가라 데 빼면서 보너서 버슈도 섬된데랑 신경 가와당 쪼와당 데네지게 용도도 와 데라 당원데 봐서 그래 데네서서 섬질로 노민도 제 여서나 무드는 로야제 매서나 유베 답자나로나 다데가로 쭉 섬로다로나.
Before going for refuge, it is necessary for us to understand the cause for such a refuge. And the primary cause for refuge is faith. There are 3 faiths: the vivid faith, the eager faith, and the confident faith. So now we will reflect on whether we have this faith or not, and if we don't, we will look for the methods to give rise to these faith, and if we do have these faith, we will look into how to develop this faith. First of all, we will reflect on the vivid faith. In general, the vivid faith is given rise to when we experience great joy, appreciation, and happiness in seeing or hearing the qualities and virtues of the Triple Gem, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and meeting or encountering great lamas or great gurus, and the representation of the Dharma, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha in temples and so forth. So now we will reflect whether we have this kind of faith, the vivid faith. If not, we will try to generate it, and if we already have it, we will try and develop it.
so tini de chala debe deba sigure ni ta na shin jene de ne debe deba de yang sanje da changju san ban nam ji nam dar da en keje den de xie yong du ni lo ba da te ba da ko chung yong de da nga yang ji ro ji yuen den ji top ga sa re de sa jala nga ya le ko sa re sam ba do da ani korwa da nga song ye kyun den de xie yong du san da nga ma ba na kyun de sa ma re dende jane samlo cheba da ani tarba da tamje jembe ani rangshin she do sana ngai de top ko do de sa jala nga lep ko sare wa dende jane deba cheba de la debe de ba se yore dende so so jula che gu do min do ani che gu yona de so la che so yirang da de minyam be tabje che gu me so na che jane ta tabje dang go do an dende la kyo sa samlo da na.
The second faith is the eager faith, and likewise, the eager faith is a inspiration or eagerness to attain the state of Buddhas or Bodhisattvas and attain the qualities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas when we get to hear, listen, or read to the qualities and the stories of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Likewise, when we understand the defects of samsara and the lower realms, it is the desire to get rid of these lower realms, and also when we know or understand the nature of liberation and perfect Buddhahood, the the eagerness or the inspiration to attain these qualities and states is the eager faith. So now let's reflect whether we have this kind of faith or not. If we have already generated such a faith, then let's rejoice in ourselves and develop them further. And if not, then let's try to develop them through various methods.
Nindawa nangshindu nijila tene iche bi deba sikire iche ba sinu da konjo sumda zawa sumla soba dinzo di rangshin keju ngo dinzo hako bache hako sona tene hako ne tene deba jeba dila iche jeba sikirwa chula lomba yinba iche jeba da mela cawa yinba iche jeba nangshin konjo sumbo de kiamne luwa meba deji pardo tamjela ne kyamne yanda de konjo summa do ba yenkyune rosa me ba den yang sozo me ba kimzen da chebe don ya bo hago ne ta karasa gore kyabna reza ne kyaran ma do me ne kare dine tarba ma do bardo sanje ko ma do ju bardo ne kyamne konjo sum kyaran ma do hen me sana sam ding ne karasa gore yeje jin ro ayina antila yeje be de ba sa yure dinde sozo jula do me do ne ta janaro na shugi.
The last or the confident faith among the three faiths is inspired or given rise to through the understanding or realizing the nature essence and qualities of the triple gems or the three roots. It is the trust that we have in these objects, like the trust we have in water being liquid or fire being hot. In that way, trusting in the triple gems that they are the only and the unfailing refuge, and that there is no other refuge in this life, the other or the intermittent state, trusting in them not merely through faith but through reasons, realizing that they are the only refuge till the attainment of liberation or perfect Buddhahood. Thus, having trust in this way to the triple gems and other objects of refuge is the confident faith. And now let's reflect for a while in this faith, reflecting whether we have this kind of faith or not. And if we have, let's develop it. And if we do not have, then let's try and generate this faith through methods.
ene da chap zun rogen de sure se do zana ran shen samjen tham je sha ge yure de yang de ne chap ro ni me ba je be ga lo so zo mi na ba che so zo jin dun do ane ta wo so zo ji ye la pa yon la ma ane ta go lon ro de samjen tham je yo ba je ko yure ka zana chap zun rogo be chumzen ya da nyam da le yong do wa rang rang dang samjen thamje ka so gore kalba tong mene tanda bardo ane tongal kangla ne de yo ba den ranyam re dewa rogo yo ba yang ranyam re dewi kyu rumi she ba de ranyam re de yore da tinso sangma tongal le thariya che do rang samjen thamje pama tanda jes pama je bu pama marwa samjen thamje pama re de yore te samma ane sanje go bang to be che do 네 잡선 로그인스 대랑시 3년 탐제 동안을 달 가서 탈해야 제도 산에 고방 토배야 제도네 잡선 로그인 삼아주고도 네 대한 교수 삼로 나로나
So now, the one who goes for refuge is oneself and others, all the beings, and the visualization during going for refuge is to visualize oneself as the main person going to refuge, and visualizing our own enemies in the front, our father in the right, mother in the left, and all other beings of all the six realms in all directions. And regarding the reason why we go for refuge, it is because from countless time, from eons and eons, we and others, ourselves and other beings, have been suffering, are equal in suffering in the samsara, likewise are equal in wanting happiness, and also equal in not knowing the causes for happiness. So for the liberation of all the beings, oneself and other beings who has been our parents throughout countless lifetimes, we go for refuge in the triple gems. So it is for freeing ourselves and all other beings in the samsara that we go for refuge in the triple gem.
So ani dende yure ta wana yul khanla japson do ko re sido dana da ko jamne kudu la japson do ko re sungu yure nan jamne kudu de sanje chö kendun la so ba ku re de yundu na rembe chin ni hyo ina na dang bo sanje sido ani kön le da nyomo ba san na mendo nyomo ba da sheje cheba la so ba cheba tamje ni pang ba 방선바 딜러 타르네 는 도고자 아니 제다와다 진님의 쳔바담제 타르센네 아니 데로와 마도베 섬전담제 산제고 방고야제도 아니 틸레니 주버 균제 메바 난겐 된데달라 아니 산제스리요 바래 근데 산제 유년 된데 골라야 교스 는 삼노당로제
So, what are the objects of refuge then? So, there are three set of nine objects of refuge from Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and other objects of refuge. So now we will go one by one. We will try to understand all of these nine objects of refuge. The first one is Buddha, and Buddha by definition is the one who has eliminated or done away with all the defects of karma klesha or the twofold obscuration, and have completely realized all the objects of realization, including all things as they are and all that exists. Also, he is the one who is leading all the beings in the path to such a realization, and also who is continually engaging in such an action. So someone who is engaged in such an action and have eliminated all the obscurations and realized all the objects of realization is the Buddha, the first of the nine objects of refuge.
ni de jala tambe chue sawa de ni longdang tobe chue namba ni yung yure tobe chue ni ngoba da nam se yung de da ngarang zo kewa chu ru mingawa ju pang shine la dong de zo kom semji dingen zen da sharab la zo bo kom ne semju dulya 레다 녀몽보도 준비 탑시에서 그러와 셈드네 장마 수여지 탑 용수바 탐제 가르쳐 두고 이래 네 람기 줘래 네 다드네 레다 녀몽도 빠름 매바 차름 잡는 로들라니 고베 줘서 그래 된조 아니 이제 남샤 아니 다다 세계고는 줘봐든서 상마라니 그래서 그래 롱규주 산제지 송랍된서 상마로와 아니 다디 송랍된서 이게지 넘버 요밤 레범지 넘버 요바데네 가서 그래 나 천지 빼 줘야자 요래 어디 줘야든서 상마 때디 가르래서 되네 가 나랑 좀 녀몽비 냠버 줘가지고 그래 어때네 라드네 콜라인 쪽 삼나다로나
After that, we have the refuge of the Dharma or the profound Dharma. In Dharma, we have scriptural and realization Dharma, the two kinds of Dharma. And the second realization also is divided into further cessation and path. And path is generally all the methods of cleansing our mind or changing our mind through the methods of uh, getting rid of all the 10 negative actions or engaging in the 10 virtuous action and practicing samatha and vipassana, as well as cultivating wisdom and meditative equipoise. All of these are the method of cutting the karma and klesha. So all of these the methods of changing our mind or cleansing our mind is generally the dharma of the path. Likewise, the processes of eliminating the karma, klesha, and the resultant elimination is the cessation or the second kind of dharma under the path. Likewise, all the dharma of realization, including the cessation and path, present in the form of words and letters, are the scriptural dharma, or the scriptures of the Buddha himself. The dharma, both in the form of realization and scriptures, ultimately becomes or acts as the antidote to all our karma, kleshas, afflictions, and obscurations. Now we will contemplate on the second type of the refuge, or second refuge of the first set of the objects of refuge, the profound Dharmagyan.
나서 듣는 데잖아 아니 밥이 겐드연스 그래 아니 겐드연다 리롤이 연된다 담바 세로와 준이 옛내 로지든 라니 리밤 또네 코로라 제지주 내다 녀몬들 촐와 촐와 타르진 거고요 말에 아니 조여신 바인바 간다 람라 랍신 바제 아니 준이 원좀도 도바 연주대 제디 밥이 겐드연데 Tela ane karzagura nyendoya ranjal ane changju senpa senpa tani ringmendo sum yungu yore ane taa nangshindo soso je wo la samba dana ya tani kyabdo semji je lam nyamso langpa ne sungde ane kedrup 대봉 제간 상마야 아니 다 소제 견든지 되라 줄르고 유래 와 된소제 돌아야 교스 나 상도 나로나
The third of the first set of refuge is the Arya Sangha, and by definition, Sangha is endowed with the qualities of realization and liberation. The Sanghas have realized or understood the natural state of dharmata and thus are liberated from karma and kleshas, the causes of being reborn in the samsara. It is not necessarily required for a Sangha to be liberated already. Rather, Sanghas can be in the process of liberation, practicing the path to liberation. The ones who have directly perceived the dharmata are the Arya Sanghas, in which there are three divisions, the Shravakas, the Pratyeka Buddhas, and the Bodhisattvas. Likewise, regarding the lay Sanghas, from the beginning who practice refuge and bodhisattva till those who have perfected the conduct of avoiding and taking of the negative and positive actions. All these are the Sangha community. So now let's contemplate for a while in this refuge, the third refuge, the refuge of Sangha or the Arya Sanghas.
그래서 되네 다나신도 니캬뷰 라마 이담 칸로 어디네 양 여바래 네 라마 서드 아니 가서라 산제다 장주 선바 용주소바 탐제 아니 뒤비 당니 상마제드니 결삽 상망바 산제 담지 중공 아니 데베 산제 담지 아니 결삽 단다 산제 담지 줄시암 줄바 어디네레 되여라 디 아니 가르쳐고 그래서 네 제랍제 자와 라마 송조고요레 라마 디 아니 샤른자바 쳔휴 되네 대지에네 송자베 쳔데 소신의 냠서 랑와이나 아니 지랍담제 섬줄란 자르네 섬줄레 제네 냠노도 망암암 슈게 펠로고 유디 아니 데네 라마데네 데네레 데레스
Likewise, there are Lama, Idam, and Khandro, Lama, Idam deity, and Dagini as the object of refuge. First of them, the Lama is the total sum or the representative of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. He is the cause for all future Buddhas and the representative of all the past Buddhas, and he is also the manifestation or the support for all the present Buddhas. Since Lama is said to be the root of all blessings, it is necessary for us to be in Lama's presence, listen to his teachings, and follow his instructions in properly practicing the teachings. And if we do so, we are able to receive all the blessings in our mind stream and are able to develop our experience and realization. So that is the Lama, or the first of the second set of refuge.
Lazo tini de jala yedam Ngöndro jungne yedam sungure ne karazore chonyi ngonsum gi tawa nyula jeba chogo Ngöndro dang ane leyaram jam la ane ngawando gyurbe tumung gi Ngöndro wa tinda tamze chung jisa shi de tini yedam ane chereze lazo ba shiwe namba yinare purba lazo ba chowa namba yoba yinare wa tinzo de ne yedam gi lazo dang ane te jala ane khandro sege yore khandro de tene ngazo chi parje nange parje ta chi ngazo net kaza gore nega bje dobe tun mangbo la parje te tangya denzo penna jungwa shinde ba la so ba dang mi nesul kangya damda jungwa denzo chi parje re nang ane kaza ne ten de la so ba inare ane la bar do tsati lung la so ba su shinde do mi ne ba nange parje sangwa parje namdo songjin denzo ro denzo sel wala ane tene chono nyo ba de ane karazo gore ane pawa khandro denzo chak de yore ane yedam na khandro kola ya kyok ane kongpa shiro nang.
Likewise, the Yidam is said to be the source of all attainments or accomplishments. The accomplishments like the extraordinary attainment of giving rise to direct realization of dharmata, and the ordinary attainment of giving or gaining mastery over various activities. Thus, the root of all such attainment, be it in the peaceful form of Chenrezig or the wrathful form of the Purba and so forth, are the deities or the Yidam. Next, the Khandos or Dakinis are said to be the root of removing all obstacles including the outer obstacles, the inner and the sacred obstacles. The outer obstacles, like the four elements that hinder us to accomplish what we desire, and the inner obstacles that hinder us from properly practicing or practicing to eliminate the twofold obscuration, and also practicing the channels, energies, and essence. Likewise, the sacred obstacles uh, of the subject-object duality, the concept of subject-object duality. Thus, the Dakinis or Khandos help us to get rid of all kinds of obstacles, the inner, the outer, and the sacred obstacles that hinder us from practicing the path properly. So these are the Idam and Khandos, second, the second set of refuge.
Lazo tini de jala jamne ane kudung nane tamang sumde chogo longo turgo sum ane hyugo yore chogo de ta ngo tombe rangshin yingda yeshe yerme lamna mendo choba tamche dan chalwe 남난 저래 최담지 예랑신 가르인 받들라 추고스게 디 랑당선하면 남바네 희와나 토와라서 봐 아니 독제지 보네 가양 낭샤만들라 랑신 살베 찬들라 롱조조베고 스게 디제니 가서로 도제 나서바 줄비고 세데 강랑 강돌 요거네 로아레 돌아서 봐 섬진 된조란 낭토게 된조제세도 아니 코라마동게 빠르도 아니 도된 난겐데라 아니 줄비고 세게 대상마다 산제지 다 윤nen지 선하면도 셀레지 거네 남보숨 나죠 잠지마도 산제래 가가지 게 말해
Now we have reached the last set of the three set of reviews, the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya. Dharmakaya is the inseparability of suchness and primordial wisdom, empty in its nation, in its essence, or the nature of all phenomena, free from all extremes, whereas the self-manifestation or the forms of peace and wrath, the aspect of natural clarity out of compassion, is the Sambhogakaya. Likewise, Nirmanakaya, as it is said to be numerous out of compassions, appears for the sake of beings and in accordance to the dispositions of the beings of all six realms, and they manifest as such for the sake of other beings continuously until the samsara is empty of all the beings that suffer and all the beings that needs to be liberated. So this that ends the set of reviews, the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya.
다 딘데지 잠내 건로들라 뒤 가서 봐도 잡선 로거래 세드 세나 아니 다 조베 상주 고방마도 봐지 버도 사나면도 산제 고방마도 제 버도 아니 잡선 로고 요래
Regarding the time or for how long one should go for refuge or take refuge in these uh, three sets of objects of refuge, it is said that one should go for refuge or take refuge in these objects of refuge until one reaches enlightenment or the perfect Buddhahood. So it is unless that we have reached the enlightenment or perfect Buddhahood, we should go for refuge in all the objects of the refuge.
되니 줄 제대로 잡선 로와나 메바 검다데도 되는 가서 참아 레메신도 마 윤슈기 ene ta dinde ne samlo tang shimbe kablo ane kyablo je sek den zo tene ten sum po cha tong che bom la zo ba ne sai jang den zo ne nyamdo nang go yure ta na nga zo da mang bo shu men den ba de mi ba de ro da zo ne shu wa sam re
In our next sessions, we will continue step by step with the methods or how one should go for refuge and the stages of visualization. Also, while contemplating on this topic, we should actually recite the text on refuge as much as possible, 9 times, 11 times, 100, thousands, as much as we can. The reason we are not reciting them in the class is because we are currently focusing on the part of the text that uh, explains the visualization or the contemplation part, so please keep that in mind.
나도 티닝 먼저지 제네 말하는 냠도 소로나
Now we will continue with the concluding part of the Ngöndro liturgy.
야비로 남제 와서렌제 다신 티네 담제 정와라인 주로 온제예를 반제변 길고로 대제상아 제베게와 대솜사변게존군동 라메 장좀 닝보로 와라니 소남디에 다예로와 제나상외 바르제 군지 렘nye lamje treba daraje pema jalbe ngoba nyurundo vijo sanyu lame je lam nye la yedam kanro le dan jeje chönyon zombe barje gunzawan chodun ngojom jub taje jo Om Bazrangoro Bemazede Om Bij Tele Jembe Yejene Wazanyo Mekaye Dame Sonjo Wambejo Darangona Rajinjo Bejinjo Bemawe Chönye somjazer delelo nyanangon bejalme ganjem rembanzem bebawon dragem chozelo de dojelo garanjur devende menkombo vendaye nyenjentre chanan bemona Kozun gonde jeme dojens Kando jombe zenjo jelazo Zendango yenamro dalembe njudroja Jembe dunzandr Dajenga nyam yejen jadu Zendebe madando jevarajo Deyare zenamje zenlamla deneng na yeje jazung soje la mengo ba nyurdon raje de nyelunje rubarajo de meje daire membe manjo rananda bezando bareje Nare yer me manju nyumeng Dune nam da jendo jevaraju Kando jebe jewa dam jendo Dore yönden dunden dubar Jema dado jedan jejurune Soljen jubi rawa yobaraju Chendo nene nyembe dundrum Zendire zebe jazo ankalvar Seba dambe jeram dunjinj Shemben jubla jungala membra Lavje jendun jore meba Tamje jamje zanje do barajo Lazo ne tamje la doje je shoyi ne kozo doja na ne ngazo chema jayong
Thank you, everyone. Take care, and we will see you next time.